crazy. Here we go now. You tuned in to Bucky Calhoun, man, you know. I'm one of the illest motherfuckers with my mouthpiece in this shit, you know. I gotta let the world know, you know, I was laying back in my bed the other night, felt like a dream, man. I had an epiphany, man, you know.
Yeah. The CEO, Ali Akindele, Prolific Concept Productions. Just one innovative idea away is the slogan. You got Philly Heat.
Alright, you guys are back on the Morning Rushes. You're simply Monica. My boy Wally is here with me today, you guys.
Yeah.
The 15th District. A new book that's coming out by a counterpart, a new author signed underneath of the Prolific Productions.
Yep.
Correct?
Prolific Concept Productions.
Prolific Concept Production. This new book, Stolen Currency.
Yeah. It's gonna be serious, man. I think they're gonna like it. But I want to say before I go any further into the story, I feel the inclination I always had to say this. This is fiction. You know what I'm saying? This book is comprised from fiction. It's not to be taken too serious. The harsh reality is that when it comes to publishing, we get more criticism than actual movies or.
Well, I think not the fact that you don't want them to take it seriously. We want you to take it seriously.
I just don't want them to take it too serious.
But
you know what I'm saying?
if you can relate to the characters
right,
or the
so
storyline,
let
so
that
be
resonate.
it.
Right.
Right. And then try to turn that into a positive. If it seems to be a negative, turn it into a positive and let it be a path for you to to either change
a movie like
or
Heat come out, people love it for the action.
Right.
And the murder scenes and all that, but they don't see it as this is genocide that you're watching in front of your face. You're watching the human race be killed in a massive rape on film in just a few hours. But they don't take that as, oh, that was the most heinous thing I've ever seen. You know, what I've run into throughout the time since we released 15th District is that people lose sight of the tragedy, the triumph story. A person being put in an inclement situation like being locked up or being a street person that really didn't have much education. And then they take some type of savvy in the back of their mind and they take the initiative to write something. And it comes out so good that different walks of life are entertained by it. I think that should be taken serious. That should be taken serious. Not the violence that's in the story, the content that get lost and transition somewhere and people will take it as if this is the actual thing.
Right.
This didn't happen in the story. This is fiction and it's for entertainment and it's to show that we as the people do have the imagination to entertain people on so many different levels.
Right.
That's what I think should be taken serious.
What advice would you give to a first-time book writer? Where if they came to you and said, okay, well, where do I start? I mean, I have a story that I think I want to tell.
Right.
But where do I start?
Write it first. You know, write it and don't be scared to share it with your loved ones.
Yeah, but Wally, you just said that they send some of the stuff they send it to you.
Somebody you got to get turned down and know it ain't right. Maybe it ain't for you.
How many times? Okay, in your.
Or it might be for you and you just need some practice too. You know, like that's the adverse inverse of it too. I don't want to, come off the wrong way. The thing about it is that a rough copy, I'm going to see a rough copy from a different perspective. When I'm looking at it, I'm going to expect it to be errors and misspellings and certain things that's not there that can be there to make the story a polished story. So I'm going to judge it from a different level. I'm not going to turn it down because like, oh, this person can't spell.
Now, can someone come to you with a full package for publication?
But like,
If
so
they bought a
they already
complete book,
have
they
the
bought a
cover.
complete book to you and all that.
Well, they would have to use one of my ISBNs and one of my barcodes, and then that way it can go through. I already own these barcodes under my company, so then I could publish it through my company and get credit for
I
it.
didn't even know. So let's backtrack. What is an ISBN?
Well, the ISBN and the barcode is basically like the identification number. Well, everybody knows what a barcode is. The ISBN is an additional identification number that goes when it comes to publishing, even when it comes to publishing music. It's how you create accountability for sales and accountability for what was printed. That's how you get basically
so
a math of.
government saying, I know what you said.
Yeah, I know what's going on. You did this much to get my taxes, you know what I'm saying? That's basically what it is. Like, so, when you go into owning the company, it's cheaper to buy a wealth of ISBNs and barcodes. You don't want to buy 2. You buy 10 or 20 or 30 because it's cheaper the more you buy. And then it just sets up for the future for you to release projects under those barcodes and those ISBNs, you know what I'm saying? So if somebody had a package deal, it was already, they already had a cover and they already had it printed or whatever they was going to do, you can't get it printed without the ISBN. So it would just be a presentation on the computer screen that they would be showing me. And then if I liked what they was doing, I liked how the cover was going, of course I'm going to have the final say as the CEO of the company. If everything is just right, and we can sit down and crunch some numbers with the lawyers and they add up right, then we can always room for business to be done if the math is right on both sides. I don't want to cheat anybody, but I'm not going to lose on this. You know what I'm saying? I got to gain. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you got to be mutually beneficial. A lot of people will run angle and buy you out completely. If I buy you out, I'm going to give you a check so that you feel comfortable with being bought out.
So now that book belongs to you.
Now it's just my book.
And that person who sold it to you cannot write another story like it.
I mean, you can't duplicate the story. You can't sell the story. It's only going to be sold by me. But see, the reality is that everybody that signs to the company doesn't have that circumstance. You know, Mook has an additional contract where he signs to 3 books and he gets the copyrights to those books after we go out of print. He gets 50% of that copyright. So once he re-releases the book, once we go out of the print day, he do a new promotion campaign. He can make more, generate more of that money on his own just while pushing it. And of course, I'm going to still get a proceeds, but I put all the money up from the beginning.
Right.
So it's only right. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to run the fairest program that I can.
So it's the same way in books as it is with records.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
It's the same.
A lot of people don't understand the business though, and I know I'm a younger person, so it may throw people for a loop that I understand the business. But I studied it.
You've done it.
Yeah,
Right,
I studied it. I studied literally
Trust me,
a
he's
book,
a businessman.
and I studied it for months until I understood how to speak the language and how to use certain terms and what they meant and how to understand contracts, how to break it down, because I got to break it down to every author that I send a contract. What does this mean? I don't understand. And I got to break it down like, look, this is what this say. You get 3 books.
So
and
also what
so on
you're
and so
saying is
forth.
don't just write the book, read the contract.
Yeah, know your paperwork. Yeah, know your paperwork. Definitely.
Yes. It is 5 minutes past the hour, you guys. You already know what time it is. It's time for the DJ No Frills Mix Rush on the Morning Rush. Keep it locked right here. We still have Wally Audra in the building. We're going to talk all about the do's and the don'ts of publishing and writing these books, and then we're going to get right down to it, the release of Stolen Currency on Black Friday. Keep it locked right here.